Hello and welcome to Blockchain Gaming World Daily with me, John Jordan. So in the video today, we're going to look at what's been happening on Blankos Block Party, where they have just launched their new, what they call Gem Rush process. And the Gem Rush process is a way of basically taking a NFT in their game, one of their Blankos NFTs, and basically you level it up in the game. I do that in various ways. And then you basically take two maxed out leveled up characters, as you perhaps would do in an RPG. Then you basically combine those two, fuse those two together, and you get basically a new NFT that can't be gained any other way. And that's a level 1 NFT. And then if you also, if you get two of those leveled up to their max, you can fuse them again together to get a totally new one. So basically, if you want to do this process, you have to start off with 4 of the same NFTs, max them out in terms of their XP, combine 2 of them together to get one, combine 2 of them together to get another one, then level up those 2 to their max, and then you get the final one. So this is what Gem Rush is called, and it's just sort of happened. So it's sort of interesting to see. So this sort of explains what a Gem Rush is. So basically, you have to you have to level them up to get them to excellent grade level 15. There's a sort of level out grading system. And then you get the new Blankos, and then you have to do it again. So we can kind of see. Let's go and have a look at the marketplace. Oh, as you can see here. So this is what happens. Actually, let me go to the first one today. Let's go to the marketplace and have a look. So if we go here, let's just okay. So we start off with this one here. So this is a process. It's not something that is available for all the NFTs. So it's only available for, this is the first one they've done, this Atom robot, which is one of their sort of cheap NFTs. They were actually, you can see, quite a lot minted, almost 10,000 minted earlier in the year, and these were available for $10 back in the day. So if you bought one of these, it cost you $10 at the time. You can't buy them now in the shop. They minted 9,461, and then you couldn't get them anymore from the shop. So if you wanted to buy them, this is from the marketplace. You could buy them from the marketplace. You can see here the price now went up a lot to $50. That's the cheapest one. And that's because people were buying them to do this minting process. So you obviously needed 4 of those. So you needed to spend either. I mean, when these were created, we didn't know about the gem minting process. So people weren't buying them then at that stage. But when the minting process, when this sort of leveling up process was announced, I think the price was about $20. The cheapest ones were about $20. So you had to spend about $80 to get them, and the price obviously went up quite quickly because people were buying them up. And the other nice thing about this for people who aren't doing this process is you basically you're destroying. Obviously 4 of these are being used up to get if you go through the full process. So this is what you start off with, the base sort of level. You have to play with them in the game. And then you sort of spend some of the in-game currency so that you get XP, or you can also spend some of the soft currency to level things up. And then if you take 2 of them leveled up, you get this new one. So you can see this kind of new one here. It's sort of like a half and half. So this is the nice, happy little robot. This is the, you can see his sort of, I don't know, evil side coming out, error 404 there on his chest. So this is doing one part of the process. And we can see here the cheapest one now of these. So we've gone from $50, cheapest one, to $415 for this sort of halfway leveled up one. And we can see 579 of these have been minted. And then if you go the full process, you get to this one here. We can see the cheapest one is $2,000. 200 of these minted. I think this is capped. I think you can only 200 of these can be created. So as with a lot of sort of blockchain stuff, and Blankos is sort of running on its own sort of private blockchain. It's not an open blockchain at the moment. There is sort of centralization coming in here. If this was an open blockchain, then this would all be code, and you'd be able to do this kind of for infinity, for as long as there were the base ones to do. In this case, they're sort of doing it so it's like a live event, like a live ops limited edition event. So I'm pretty sure only 200 of these can be minted. But it is interesting, I guess, that with Blankos we've had a lot of these drops. So we can see here there's tons and tons and tons. Getting on for I think 80 now, maybe over 80 of these little NFTs. They're all pretty cool. I like them. But once you have them, you can sort of level them up in the game, but it doesn't really give you. You can level up some of their attributes as well, but it doesn't really give you any sort of extra. Sort of doesn't change their physical appearance, and obviously this sort of mechanic is going to be very important for that. Now, I don't know how many other NFTs Blankos are going to allow this process to happen on. Obviously, if they've done it once, they're going to do it again. It tends to be you tend to want to have it happening on the ones that were sort of fairly cheap to buy and the ones where there are a lot of them out there. So if you're not going to probably do it on Betty Yeti, say for example, there's only 1,700 of those, so they're fairly rare anyway. Although obviously they could switch it on for any of these sort of things. But it's quite an interesting sort of model where you're basically taking something fairly cheap. Say, someone could have bought 4 of these for $40 back in the day and then created something that's worth $2,000. Now, to be fair, if you want to level up 4 of those characters, you're going to have to work pretty hard. You're going to have to grind out a lot of sort of playing in the game in order to do that. But the interesting thing is that you're sort of, the return on investment for doing that is fairly substantial. We can actually have a look in and see. So this is the cheapest one. So wherever it says the buy price, these are what we call the floor price, the cheapest one. So if I go in here and have a look and see, what the most expensive ones are. Normally that's based around serial number, so we can sort them here by the serial number. We can look for ones that are for sale. So we can see here. So the top one, number one. Obviously, number one is always the most expensive because it's the top serial number. Someone's selling that for $250,000. Now, is someone going to buy it for that level? No, probably not. We can see here, if we were looking for a bargain, there are not many bargains here in the sense that someone spent a lot of time, creating these, and they're looking for, fairly decently large sums of money. We could look at the pricing. If we get it right around. So here's the cheapest one. It's $2,000. Another one here at $2,100. So the cheapest serial number of 2 digits is this one. It's 2,350, but this one's actually unboxed, so someone's taken it out of the box and is using it. These are ones of box, which means they're sort of kept in a virtual box. So that's that one. We can also have a look at, while we're here, should we have a look at the other one? These sort of half and half ones. So if you look at this one, so cheapest one here, 550. Again, let's see what the serial numbers are. So for sale, boxed. So cheapest one here is number 7 at $7,000 again. So fairly expensive. Now whether these things are selling or not, kind of hard to judge. We can see there are, how many are there? There's so we can see here how many minted. So there's been 579 minted and 400 of these burnt. Obviously, the 400 burn is you need to burn 400 to create the 200. So that's sort of the process. So we can actually see, this is interesting. So we can actually see, go back to the starting point and have a look at the initial robot. So we can probably see here. So we can see here that there is 9,461 were minted, and 1,150 have been burnt. So we can see here now this is obviously gone down to, do the maths, 8,311. That was easy, easy maths. So we can see here that the sort of process, and obviously when it comes to NFTs, scarcity is very important. So any sort of process where you can sort of reduce scarcity and end up with a more expensive product at the end is sort of something game developers are going to be using. So pretty interesting. That's clearly worked out well. So good to see. And we've not really seen this. I've not really seen this operating in blockchain games at the moment at any sort of great scale. There have been a few sort of examples like that, but not quite as interesting as this, but maybe I say that because I'm quite interested in Blankos Block Party. We'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching the video. Keep it here. This is Blockchain Gaming World, where we spend our time dipping into what's going on in these crazy games. So if you like that sort of stuff, please subscribe to the channel. But thanks for watching, and see you again soon.